Hey guys, Zane here, and today we're going to be covering part 3 of this Genshin drama. The reason I'm making part 3 is because several key people who are in this drama have spoken out, and I feel it's important to kind of go over what they're saying. So the one we're starting with is from a Chinese leaker who's very well known in his community, who's his take on this entire thing. He is saying, this is a very poor translation, which is why I'm not reading it out loud in its entirety. But to summarize, he is saying that Dim's Breath and Lumi are trying to control what everyone can and cannot leak, even when it's really not theirs. Like, obviously, it's a leak, right? Like, it's not theirs to decide what you can and can't say. He criticizes them for trying to just gain clout by posting like pixelated images that don't actually reveal anything. And he is scorching in this. He like using Hu Tao make the show on Twitter every day like a joker. Again, a poor translation, but he is going in on these people. It's important to note he says, I think Honey is a good guy. Um, Honey is, of course, from Honey Impact. But overall, he's very critical. Now, if we scroll down, first off, this is something I just want to read. I'll get this straight then. Whatever action MiHoYo decides to take against the leakers, it's something they should be prepared for. Since they decided to leak out the company's property without their consent, the company has the rights to take legal action against the leakers. This is something that I feel is not being said enough in this drama. Everyone here are leakers. They are not, like, good guys here. MiHoYo aren't good guys either, but they're still doing something that is morally and legally pretty gray. So just keep that in mind as we go into all this. And now this post right here, this mother of a post, is something that is, it shines a spotlight into all of this. And I'm going to read some of it out loud, and I'm going to paraphrase some of it, and then we're going to talk about what it means. All right, let me clarify something as someone who knows all these people and has been following it on foot as it unfolded. All the regulated leakers isn't Dim's Breath and Lumi. It's Genshin Intel, Dim Breath, Honey, Lumi, Falzar, and another guy. Second of all, there has been no clout chasing and power tripping. The person who does most of the digging, who gets most of the info, and makes most of the tools is Dim's Breath. Dim's Breath is the guy up top, and he is a swell guy. Dim's Breath doesn't care much about the spotlight and has gone very far out of his way to decentralize himself as the leaker. Instead, he has delegated access to small groups of trustworthy people who he deems stable enough to not monkey the hell out of it like Big Boss did. All Dim wants is the credit in the event you use one of his tools or repositories. So what does that mean? What that is saying basically is Dim is the guy who is getting everyone these leaks. He is doing all the work, and he is the person who has put together an entire server, like a Genshin server, where people can go on to the next patch and play it, basically. And he's handed it out to a few trustworthy people. And what he's basically said is release it slow and give me credit, and you can do whatever you want with it. Like, have fun. I don't want to be the person in charge of this. And the strategy that he did is simple. He has a very lengthy metaphor here with mosquito bites, but basically what he's trying to say is we're releasing one or two leaks slowly before, like, once the beta's already out, we're kind of like slowly putting one or two, leaks out. We're dripping it, if you will, so that MiHoYo doesn't get mad and decide to, like, permanently patch all the leaks forever. That is what he's trying to say with this metaphor. And he says, not only do they place their data mines and renders, they focus mostly on clarifying and demonstrating other leaks in the information atmosphere. And he says this works. It gives the community a steady stream of information and keeps us informed and engaged, while not showing anything that MiHoYo is absolutely not ready or willing to show. Now, this paragraph right here explains almost the entirety of this. This Chinese leaker is angry because he released something about Dainsliff. He released the audio, some of Dainsliff's voice lines. Now, MiHoYo is very, very touchy about Dainsliff leaks, and that's because he has heavy story implications. So if you release leaks about him, you might leak your story, which is something MiHoYo is not going to be okay with at all. And so Dim's Breath and Lumi were like, dude, you cannot do that. Like, you cannot leak that. The MiHoYo is going to, like, patch all the shit we're using. And it's important to note, this leaker uses Dim's Breath's technology. There are screenshots of him, and I can scroll to them if we'd like. I believe it's one of these posts. I'll kind of talk as I look for them. But there are screenshots saying that he uses, like, the technology. He tried to deny it. Here we go. So he'll deny it here in this image. He's saying, I just collect and repost information and don't understand how to obtain it. That is what he's saying. But in actuality, though, here's a ton of screenshots of him using Dim's technology. 1.5 test finished, no homework, go to sleep. Here's a picture again that he posted that he got. You can see talking about it, talking about it, talking about it. You got more here. You can see him talking about it, talking about it, talking about it. There's more here. You can see a screenshot that he posted from there. He is on here. Like that is an undeniable fact. He uses the client. So he lied about that. To be quite frank. He uses Dim's technology. And Dim said, "Hey, you're using my shit. Don't post this because you're going to get it banned. And I don't want it banned." Which is why I take so much of an issue with this. He is basically throwing a tantrum, this Chinese leaker. He's throwing a tantrum and saying, "Oh, Dimspreth and Lumi, they think they're so legit. They think they're the only real leakers. Like, they're official." When Dim is quite literally the person who has given everyone access to all these leaks, and what he asks for is that you A, credit him, which, you didn't do, but B, that you release it slowly so that his ass doesn't get sued, and so that we can keep getting leaks down the line. And this is basically just a tantrum saying, well, he restricted my access to the program that he made for me. Wah, wah. It seems like a hissy fit to me. But moving on in this, you can see some infertile Russian cunt named Big Boss, as this commenter puts it. Now, Big Boss basically wanted to be like Lumi and wanted to be like Dim. And so he goes up to Dim and was like, "What tools are you using? Like, what are you doing to make it? I want to make my own." And Dim told him, like, "Go figure it out yourself." But then, this is when MiHoYo fucked up. And they released the public beta link. And as we all know, Big Boss got his hands on it and then released everything. Well, according to this guy at least, being very childish towards Dim. And what he does was, before the beta even started, he released information from that beta. Now, why is that important? That tells MiHoYo that they have access to the beta. It's not one of our beta testers who's leaking things. No. They have access to our files, and that's how they're doing it. And that made MiHoYo go nuclear. And that is why we saw that big tweet and why they got so mad. And of course, Dimsbreath is really mad at Big Boss for leaking literally everything at once and getting MiHoYo's attention. And so is everyone else. As he put it, end result, we all got fucked. Dim has been resoundingly vindicated for his cautious behavior, and we actually do not know what 1.5 will have and are left completely in the dark. And now, as this is something else that I feel needs to be clarified. You might say, we have 1.5, right? Like, we know everything. Well, as he puts it, let me explain it to you, you intellectual chimpanzee. A dev build is exactly that, a dev build. You see, in programming, there is this concept known as branching. This means different versions with different in-progress features exist at the same time for ease of development, to be integrated at a later date. And the issue is, we do not know which branch we have. We could have a branch halfway through 1.6, or one that partially integrates 1.5 for all we know. Basically, we have no idea how much of the content of 1.5 was in the leak they got. It's not like they got 1.5 in its entirety, they got one dev branch of it, and they leaked everything on that dev branch. So we don't actually know everything that's going to be in 1.5 because they leaked it at once, and now we're probably going to have a bitch of a time getting leaks in 1.6 because MiHoYo is going to refactor their code and completely break their tools come next patch. So, thanks to Big Boss, who decided to leak one part of the next patch all at once before he should have to get clout, we're going to have a bitch of a time getting leaks probably for the rest of this game's development. I don't understand why people are defending that action. To me, that just seems a bit childish. It's like, well, I wanted to learn about my character now. And yeah, it's great that we know for this one patch, 2 new characters who are coming up to save with. To be completely honest, I used the information that Big Boss leaked to know who I need to save up for. But you have to realize, every single patch down the line from now on, we are probably not going to get a third of what we used to get because of this. And it's not like we even weren't going to get these leaks. If Big Boss would have waited like 3-4 days and instead of clout chasing to put it out first, everything would have been good. MiHoYo wouldn't have known that they had their own server. MiHoYo would have been like, damn, one of our beta testers leaked it again and looked for that. But now, MiHoYo went fucking nuclear. And we're all fucked. There is a lot more to this drama. Things like saying that Dim Breath and Lumi just want to profit off of it, all that jazz. And you can agree or disagree with all those parts of it. You can disagree or agree if Dim Breath and Lumi are good people or not. But it comes down to the fact that Big Boss decided to be a dumbass and leak everything at once before he should have. And now we all have to suffer the consequences. That's all. And yeah, I'll see you guys in the next one. For everyone's sake, I almost hope that we don't get any more drama. As interesting as that would be, I would really like this community to stay somewhat intact, and we are currently spiraling out of control. That's everything from me, though. So until next time, I will see you guys. Bye bye. Have a good one.